What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel here. Bitcoin, as we speak, is at about 29.9K area. Had a very good week this week. It's going to be a big week coming up for the next week. I'm going to be explaining why based on the charts later in this video. Of course, Bitcoin is the driver of this crypto market here. So if it is actually able to break out of its bearish channel that I've been talking about right now, going to be looking a lot more bullish for the altcoins, at least in the short term. Bitcoin currently is staying above the weekly 200 SMA, got on top of the daily 200 SMA, so some very bullish signals here. The next test we're going to be talking about here, that bearish channel, got to break out of it, okay? Because if Bitcoin pulls back here, it's not going to look good for the altcoins. Now, the main altcoins I'll be talking about in this post will be Harmony, will be the Graph, GRT, as well as Games for a Living token, GFAL. So going to be taking a look into their charts and see what is going on with these coins, what has gone on with these coins since the last time I have talked about it. What are some upside and downside price targets and have they changed? As well as some key price levels to be paying attention to in order for these coins to go either direction. I'm going to be giving you guys what I'm personally, my personal opinions and what I'm personally doing in this market later in this video. So make sure to be staying around for that. Of course, none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. It's purely my personal opinions and speculations. I could very well be wrong. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I an elite trader of any sort, even though I am a profitable trader who's been able to keep most of my profits during the last bear markets. And I'm looking to crush it here for the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, if you guys are feeling pumped on this Sunday morning, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it. All right. So we do have Bitcoin right now pulling back from its previous highs about earlier yesterday, okay, where it did get a pump up to that top trend line of this rising channel I've been talking about. It is a bearish channel because it is a rising channel, okay? You guys can go ahead and verify this for yourself, right? On Google, on ChatGPT, my most recent favorites, way over Google because it saves me a lot of time with a lot of direct answers. I don't got to be clicking on search results, right? Go ahead and verify what I'm saying. All these trading concepts I'm going to be throwing out there. Make sure to familiarize yourself with these concepts because if you want to be here for the long term, you definitely want to learn technical analysis. It is the single most important thing I think you could be doing, okay? Now, Bitcoin here has gone a daily candle close earlier this week on top of the daily 200. Very important moving average we've been talking about, okay? Finally got that close, okay? That looks very bullish. Weekly candle close looks like it's going to be happening within the next 5 hours, okay? Weekly candle close on top of the weekly 200 SMA. Also, very important moving average. So on the bullish points here, right? That looks very bullish because of these two major moving averages that are being closed on right now. Like I said, right now, the focus is breaking out of this bearish channel here, okay? Because even if you get a pullback here, right, down to this bottom trend line or even back down to the daily 200 SMA or the weekly 200 SMA, right? Weekly 200 SMA is currently at about 28.3K-ish. Could come up a little bit more, but that is still a pretty good pullback if you don't break out right here. So definitely want to be looking for a breakout of this bearish channel next week, okay? Otherwise, it could pull back to these moving averages we talked about, or even worse, breaking this bottom trend line here and actually completely break down here. That is still a possibility. Actually, that is still a very high possibility because the possibility of a bearish channel breaking down is higher than it breaks upwards. Okay. So that is basically what I'm seeing. Now let me go ahead and clarify this. Okay, this is a developing rising channel. Okay, because I'm still looking for that second swing to the bottom trend line here. Okay, this is still a developing rising channel. I've had this sketch for the past couple of days, still developing, not validated. I'm looking for another swing to the bottom trend line here to actually validate it. So if you're a bull, you do not want to see that happening. Okay, so let's go ahead and come to Harmony, see what has gone on in here since the last time we have talked about this coin, right? So come to the weekly time frame here. Weekly time frame here, we do have we've talked about this falling channel here, which usually breaks to the upside. Still a chance it breaks down as well, okay? But the probabilities are in favor for the bulls to break upwards. Last time I did put the measurements on top of the week of October 23rd. So I put the measurement here just to get a measure move on top of next week's candle, or next week's point as a breakout point. That doesn't seem to be reasonable anymore. So I'm going to move this down quite a few weeks later so I can get a new measure move here. Measure move is going to be about 2.85 cents area if it breaks out by November 20th, the week of November 20th. If it doesn't break out by then, move this measurement along this upper trend line, assuming that this pattern still stays intact, okay? Now, I did say that there was also another falling wedge inside of this bigger falling channel here. This price action broke out of it, okay? Measure move was about 2 cents. However, this price action broke out and it went as far up as about 1.4, 1.5 cents-ish, right? Before getting rejected. And now, let's see what this price action is doing now, okay? Come to the daily time frame because I want to see more data on what this price action could be doing on a higher time frame. So I come to the lower time frame here. Now, this is another falling wedge, okay? Since the last time we have talked about it, this is a new pattern here because we have gotten more data. And when you get more data, you consistently refresh your charts and recharts if necessary. So that is basically what is happening here. It broke down from a rising wedge, right? So we're going to take those trend lines away. And then right now is running within the smaller falling wedge within this daily time frame. Okay, let's take a measure move out of this smaller falling wedge. And let's just say if it breaks out within the next couple of days, okay, by Thursday, October 26th, okay, I'm not saying it does have to happen. I'm just picking a reasonable future breakout date so I can get a measure target. Measure target here, if it breaks out by Thursday, it's going to be about 1.25 cents area, which is still a pretty good move. Now, keep in mind that measure targets are estimates only, okay? It could be over or under. It really depends on the type of market it is. I've seen in bull markets like 2020, 2021, these measure targets, they get completely crushed by the bulls, okay? It went way beyond it for a lot of these altcoins. But recently, more namely this year, I've seen a lot of breakouts that happen that don't even meet their measure targets. So something to be keeping in mind, right? Just depends on the type of market it is. And in my opinion, we're still in a very iffy market, okay? We're still not sure if this is a bull market or bear market, even though in my opinion, it's looking more like a bull market, okay? So let's take a look here. Like I said, smaller falling wedge. Let's see if it breaks out of this thing. The probabilities are in favor of the bulls to break out, right? Let's see if it breaks out. come towards its measure targets, and then possibly break out of that bigger falling channel on the weekly time frame. Okay, because that falling channel, that measure move out of that, like I said, would be about, I think I mentioned it, about 3 cents now, right? 3 cents, no, 2.85 cents measure targets for that bigger falling channel there. Let's take a look into some key price levels this price action does need to break in order to continue upwards, okay? You have the daily 50 SMA, that's at about 9.95 cents area, the gray line here, okay? That's immediate resistance. You have your daily 200 SMA, the orange line here, 1.3 cents area, okay? So you guys can repeat the same exercise for the 3-day, weekly, monthly timeframes. Those are the bigger timeframes I consider to be very important. Look for those moving averages. Those are going to be some of your key supports and resistances. You guys can also refer back to previous trading history as well to find key supports and resistances. Okay, we're not going to do that here for time's sake. Immediate support, daily 200 daily 21 SMA, immediately right underneath the price action right now. Okay, definitely want to stay on top of that. Otherwise, basically, you're gonna have to reclaim that, right? 0.925 cents area, the daily 21 SMA, the blue line here. Okay, if that does not hold, then we're probably gonna be coming down here to the bottom trend line and retest this bottom trend line. Okay, which would be about 0.85 cents area, 0.85, 0.86 cent area, okay, which was basically that previous candle there, daily candle there as of October 19th, okay? So that's basically what I'm seeing for Harmony 1 token. If you guys do want to continue seeing more of Harmony, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. And I will bring you guys an update if enough of you guys want to see it. Let's go ahead and go to GFAL, Games for a Living token here, and see what has gone on since last time. This is it's a pretty new token, okay? Not too much data here, right? I did say that what the price action looked like it was doing was there was still a chance that it was still in a ascending triangle pattern, which is usually bullish. However, this price action completely broke down from that, what it looks like to be a bullish pattern there, okay? So, breakdowns do happen even for bullish patterns here, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and invalidate that pattern. Last time, I also said that this price action could be running within a falling channel pattern, which usually break to the upside. Now, this is pretty interesting here, right? GFAL actually broke down from this bullish pattern, okay? However, it was a fake out for the bears, okay? You guys see that on the October 14th daily candle, actually broke down from this pattern here. However, we got a bounce and we started getting daily candle closes back into the pattern. So that was a fake out for the bears, and that invalidates this pattern because of that fake out. And now we have candles back into the pattern. Now, what I'm looking at here is I don't really see a particular pattern right now because, I could take my best guess is that it looks like somewhat of a possible cup and handle here, right? You have your left side of a possible rounded bottom, which will make up your left side of the cup. That is just my best guess, okay? It is not a validated pattern here, okay? Let me see if I can get any other patterns seen here on the lower time frames. On the 4-hour time frame, I can't. There is basically no pattern that I'm seeing here. So I could take my best guess. It looks like a possible cup and handle that could be forming, okay? If that does form, that would be a bullish pattern, okay? That would usually break to the upside. But what you want to see here in order to validate a cup and handle pattern is you want to see this price action come back up here to retest basically this resistance right here. Okay, these 3 wicks, I would say it's about 2.9 cents area. Okay, you want to see price action come back up here to retest these levels and then form probably a rounded bottom and then a second smaller rounded bottom for the handle. That's my best guess. Okay, let's take a look into some key price levels this price action does need to break. Okay, immediately here on the daily time frame here, you have your daily 21 SMA, about 0.25 cents area. Daily 50 SMA, very close to that daily 21 SMA, is still resistance, right? About 0.2, I'm just going to say about 0.25 cents area for both of these. 0.245 cents area, okay? Very close to each other. Okay, those are going to be your immediate resistances. You guys can repeat the same exercise for 3-day, weekly, monthly timeframes, or whatever timeframes you guys are interested in to point out some key supports and resistances, okay? Daily 200 is way beneath this price action right now. That is at about this orange line right here at about 1.5, 1.6 cents area, okay? Let's even take a look into the 3-day time frame here. 3-day 21 SMA would be your immediate support, about 2.3 cents area, this blue line here, okay? So that's basically what I'm seeing for GFAL. Let's see if that cup and handle pattern actually completes and gets validated, okay? Otherwise, we could be looking at something else here and can come back here and do another update if you guys want to see it. So make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you guys want to see another update for GFAL. Let's go ahead and go to GRT. See what has gone on in this market, right? Weekly time frame here, falling wedge. Okay, pretty similar theme with quite a bit of these altcoins. Been in a downtrend for a lot of this year. Okay, last time I did say that if this price action breaks out by this week, which it did not. Okay. So we're going to move this measurement along this upper trend line here. Let's just say if it breaks out by next week, because I'm just going to have to pick a reasonable breakout date into the future so I can get a measure move here. Okay, so if it breaks out by next week, because it's very close to that upward trend line right now, then we have a measure move of about 21 cents area. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look into a lower time frame here and see if we can get any clues on what this price action wants to do. Okay, so coming over to the daily time frame here, I did say that there was a falling channel. Okay, price action broke out of it like it usually does. Okay, price action went as far up as about 8.5 cents area, which is not even close that measure target to about 9 cents, okay, before getting rejected and basically came down to as low as about 7.64 cents, 7.65 cents, okay? So let's invalidate that pattern. And now it looks like the price action is actually trying to break out of this bigger falling wedge pattern here, as you guys can see, okay? So let's see, immediate resistance here is going to be your daily 50 SMA, your daily 21 SMA. Daily 21 SMA is about 8.3. I still don't consider it as support yet until you get a solid candle close above this moving average. So basically your daily 21, daily 50, that's going to be ranging from about 8.3 cents area to 8.5 cents area. That's going to be your immediate resistance. Daily 200 SMA way out there, about 11 cents area, the orange line here. So that is still something to consider. Now, you guys can repeat the same exercise again for 3-day, weekly, monthly, okay, or whatever time frames. Let's take a look into some key support here. Key support here, it looks like it's going to be your lows here within this pattern, okay? That's going to be at about 7.6, I'm just going to say 7.7 cents area here, okay? Basically, these lows from within this falling wedge pattern, okay? That it bounced off of it twice already. So let's see if GRT is actually able to make this breakout here, unless this could be a fake out and get rejected, and you don't want to see that. And then you're going to come back here to retest about 7.6 cents area. If that doesn't hold, I'm going to be looking at this bottom trend line here for the next support, at least from what it seems like here. Okay, so that's basically what I'm seeing for these altcoins. Let me see if there's also another pattern here on the 4-hour time frame I can mention. I mean, this looks like it could be a cup and handle, right? If this price action comes back up here to test about 8.5 cents area, that could be a cup and handle. Not validated. It's not fully developed, but I'm just saying what it looks like it could be doing, which is still usually a bullish pattern here. Okay, so that's basically what I'm looking at for GRT. Of course, do like, subscribe, and comment if you guys do want to continue seeing GRT. What I'm personally doing right now is I am basically mostly on the sidelines right now. I did have some pretty good trades over the weekend and of course this week as well. But right now, like I said, Bitcoin is at that top trend line there, and I'm basically mostly staying out on the sidelines and setting buy limit orders, right? Because I don't want to risk, because we're at basically resistance for Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin pulls back, that could pull quite a bit of these altcoins back with it. So I'm staying safe. For the most part, I am in just one position right now. So let's see what this next week is going to bring us. You guys let me know what you guys are doing in this market. Are you guys holding? Are you guys trading? What are you guys trading? What are you guys holding? Let me know. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next post.